So in the last 2 weeks I bought more makeup than I should probably admit to buying. And we're going to try it all out now. Okay, so we're not going to try it all out today. Mostly because I don't want this to end up being a 40-minute video. So, we're just going to try out some of the face stuff today. Some of this stuff is new, some of it's I'm a little bit late on, but we're going to cover it anyway, because, you know. So, got my hair tied up, I have my I don't know how my makeup is going to react shirt on. Like, my makeup might explode or something if I mix it together a certain way. Hey, it could happen. Okay, so as far as what we're going to actually be covering today, I've got, this is from Benefit. This is the Dandelion Shy Beam, and it is a matte highlighter, which I am super excited about. I had never seen this before. I never heard of it before, and when I saw it in the store, it was kind of an accident. I was wandering around looking for something completely different, and I noticed this and a whole bunch of other bottles, and I was looking at what they were, because I don't think I own anything from Benefit. I don't know why, I just don't think I own anything from Benefit. And I noticed this, and I saw the matte highlighter, and I thought, ooh. Unfortunately, I have highlighters, and I've worn them in videos. You guys have seen them, and I put them in the same spots as everybody else, but for whatever reason, I'm not a shiny kind of person. I don't like to shine. I have oily skin. I put on makeup to cover the shine. So for me to put on a highlighter that is very sparkly and very glowy, it's a little bit counterproductive for me. So I'm really excited about this, and I really hope this comes out good. But we're going to try it out today. I have not even had it out of the box yet. The next one that I'm trying out, I think, is a fairly new one. This is the PurMinerals, their new powder foundation, and this is the Bare Pro. And again, I'm looking forward to this one as well, because I have a bunch of foundations, and all of my foundations are liquid. So I'm interested in seeing how the powder foundation ends up working out. And last but not least, as far as the face stuff goes, I've got this stuff here, which is supposed to be a correcting primer. I think it's Pure, or PurMinerals, I don't know. This is PurMinerals, and this is supposed to be a correcting face primer that is for redness. And as I've mentioned in other videos, I do have rosacea. Some days it's worse than others, and it usually looks a heck of a lot worse on camera. So, we're going to give this a go. It worked pretty well in the store. They actually put it on my face in the store, just because I wanted to see how green it was. It's green enough that I can't coat my whole face in it. So I'm only going to touch on the spots that are really red, which would be my forehead, my nose, and my cheeks. But we're going to go ahead and give this a try, and I'm really, really hoping to God that this works. I also have some new tools to try out, one being this thing that I have been using as a pointer, which is my IT Cosmetics brush. And this is the Airbrush Buffing Foundation Brush. And like I said, it is from IT Cosmetics. And there's all the information there. And it comes with this nifty little thing on the top, which I'm probably supposed to throw away, but I'm not going to. Pop it up and boop, out she comes. But we're going to keep it in there because it's going to keep all the germies off of it. And last but not least, tool-wise, I'm using E.L.F. Cosmetics version of the Beauty Blender, which are the little white, I guess, I don't want to call them beauty blenders because they're not beauty blenders. Makeup applicators, we'll do that. They're the little white ones, and I got to show you guys this. I was trying to get everything ready for the video, and I decided that by the time I actually got to talking about them and to using them, they were going to be dried out. And I don't have a sink in this room. This isn't my bathroom. So I put them in this glass, and they look like weird eggs, just kind of floating around in there. But hey, whatever works. Now I want to start this off because I am going to be using those. I want to start off by telling you guys I don't own a beauty blender. And this is going to sound really weird, but I have a thing against spending $20 on basically a sponge. So I don't own a beauty blender. I went ahead and bought those kind of begrudgingly because they're still $12.99. But at least for that you get the 3-pack, which is the large, the medium, and the small. So I went ahead and bought them. I hope they're going to work. I'm still not paying $20 for a sponge because that's just me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right into this. We are going to start off with this stuff here. This is the PurMinerals. This is what I'm supposed to use for correcting the redness on my face. Like I said, I'm only going to put this on my nose, my cheeks, and my forehead because my experience with green colored primers in the past has always been that it kind of shows through underneath the foundation if you put it in a place that isn't red. So we're going to go ahead and do that, if I can get it open. They seal these things up like the world is coming to an end. I swear it could survive a nuclear blast. I get it. I know they don't want you to be able to open them in the store and get all kinds of weird stuff in them. But my word. So it is green. As you can see, it's quite green. And we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to dab a little bit on my nose. You know what? I'm going to sit here with this green dot on my nose for a moment. Let me get my mirror. And we'll do this. A little bit here, a little bit here. Okay, so right off the bat, this stuff feels really nice. It's very light, and it's quite velvety, and it feels like it's drying to a powder kind of finish. Now, you can still see the red on my face. But what I'm hoping for is that when I put my makeup on, it's not going to be too terrible. So that's what it looks like. I don't think you can tell real well in the video. Let me get a close-up for you guys. I don't think you can really tell that it's green from here. Especially in the video, you can kind of tell right in here because I didn't get it on this part of my skin. And then this is the makeup. But that's what it looks like. I look like I have black eyes. Well, hope that doesn't show up in editing. But that's kind of what it comes out looking like. It is at least mildly green. So be aware of that. You're not going to want to just put this on your face and go out. It really is kind of a powdery finish, but I am seeing on my forehead, which unfortunately I don't think is going to pick up, it kind of catches in everything up here. So it makes it like I've got some dry patches on my forehead, and it really looks like it's catching the dry skin, so it makes my forehead look a little bit scaly, which I'm going to forgive because it is a primer. That dries in really well. That's really nice. But this is what my face looks like with just that green primer on. And I think probably in the video, at least on my viewfinder, it's coming up making my skin look kind of, I don't know, kind of grayish. But it is green. And it's just a light green. It's not like, you know, like with the Hulk smash. Okay, so this is what the Bare Minerals looks like. And the one that I have is actually Sateen. And I noticed when I went to pick this up, I actually had to have somebody help me kind of match this to my skin because there are so many shades. Pretty much, it's going to match just about any skin shade that's out there. So they definitely have that going for them. And this, once I get this little weird plastic thing out, this is what it looks like in the container. Not too bad. Smells like powder. Now, let's give this a go. Like I said, I don't actually own powder foundation, so this is going to be kind of interesting for the both of us. And I'm going to try to use their little mirror on here because that'll just make my life easier. So, swish, swish, swish. Let's get another swish, swish, swish on there. And I am using the IT Cosmetics brush that I showed you. And here is the foundation on the brush itself. And let's start on the forehead. Coverage is not bad. Now, for people who are interested in this, you're not going to get the coverage out of a powder that you would get out of a liquid. But that was kind of what I was looking for. I was looking for, because it is the summer, I'm looking for something that's a little bit more, a little bit lighter. Just a nice sheer coverage, which is what I'm getting out of this. So my forehead is done. It does look a little bit pasty, but remember I don't have any bronzer or anything like that on, so it is looking a little bit pasty. Once I finish up my face, I will give you guys another extreme close-up, because, you know, I know how wonderful that is. Something else that I want to point out, because I am having this problem. The powders are probably not an awesome bet for more mature skin. I do have more mature skin. I'm in my 30s. I don't know, I haven't said my age before. I'm 36 years old. So I do have some wrinkles that are starting to show. I don't have the wrinkles around my eyes, but what I have been developing that I didn't notice until I started making YouTube videos, thanks YouTube, is that I have got some really intense bags under my eyes. I mean, really intense bags under my eyes. Some days they look really, really bad, and some days they're manageable. But when you put on a powder foundation, unfortunately, you are going to highlight just about every wrinkle that's in your face. So if you are at a point where you're starting to get crow's feet and laugh lines and things of that nature, powder foundation might not be the way to go. So far for me, it looks like I might be able to work my way through this stuff, but I probably only have a short while before I'm not going to be able to wear powder foundations anymore. And I have stopped using, I used to use Bare Minerals powder, like finishing powder, and I had to stop because that really highlights wrinkles that I can't see without my makeup on. So I actually started using pressed powder instead of using the Bare Minerals finishing powder, because it's a loose powder, and for whatever reason, it just, even the slightest little wrinkle, and most of my wrinkles right now are on my forehead. That's where my biggest problem is right up on my forehead. But it highlights every slight wrinkle, and it's just terrible. So, as I was saying, if you do have more mature skin, this might not be the way to go. You might want to stick with a liquid foundation instead. I really hope I wasn't just talking out of my butt. That's my experience. If it works for you, awesome, but it's my experience that powders seem to highlight every mark and line on my face. Okay, so here is yet another extreme close-up. This is what it looks like. There is some coverage. It does look like it worked with that green primer. I mean, I still look like I have black eyes here. And you can see, here's my little skin damage sunspot. Obviously, I'd have to get some kind of concealer and work that in. I don't know what's going on here. When did I drink something red? But yeah, and I mean, some of the red is still showing over here. Obviously, some of it is still showing up in here. And let me try to unraise my eyebrow. See, there's my forehead lines. So you can see where I'm coming at from that angle. So that's the coverage of that. I actually kind of like it. It's a nice sheer coverage. It's something I can wear in the summer. I tend to not wear foundations in the summertime, mostly just because, like I said, I use a lot of liquid foundations. And with the heat and humidity down here, it's like having a wet sock plastered on your face all the time. And 3/4 of the time you end up sweating and you end up looking like the Joker. So I just don't even wear it. I'll put on a little bit of eyeshadow or something like that, and then just kind of hope nobody notices my face is bright red. They always notice. It's amazing how people will point it out, too, you know? It's like, oh, why's your face so red? Urgh. And last but not least is the Benefit Dandelion Shy Beam, which, as I said, is the, it's the matte highlighter. Let me get one of my little beauty blenders, and we'll go from there. Oh, God, it feels like a wet marshmallow. Okay, so I have my little wet marshmallow here. It is nice and dampened up. I did empty out the excess water. So let's go ahead and give this a try. I'm going to start, if I can dry my hands off so I can open the container. I can't open the container because my hands are wet. What did they make this container out of? Kryptonite? There it goes. Okay, so the little brush right here, it kind of looks like a nice little nail polish. Where's my little lovely trusty mirror? That there so it doesn't spill. Okay, I'm going to start off by doing the under parts of my eyes. A couple of little lines like this. Here. And one more right there for good luck. Okay, now we're going to use the Beauty Blender. And we're going to blend that out. Well, it seems to blend out pretty well. Let me get that up in there. And again, this is also my first time using one of these, so it seems to work out pretty well too. It's, I understand the regular Beauty Blender is not quite that firm. This is a little bit more firm. It really feels like a marshmallow. Like those big campfire marshmallows, that's what this feels like. So it's kind of like hitting yourself in the face with a marshmallow. But it seems to be doing the job, at least somewhat. And that's what that looks like. Let's try hitting this in a couple different places. Let's do forehead. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, I'm going to do just like that. Right down the middle of the nose. And I don't have any contouring stuff, so you guys are just going to have to... We're going to have to look at this and... And let me pound my face with the marshmallow again. I have to remember not to raise my eyebrows. Because every time I raise my eyebrows, it ends up in the... It ends up in my little forehead creases. And the last thing I want to highlight is my forehead creases. And here, like that. And I didn't do the Cupid's bow. I typically don't. I probably should, but I don't. Well, there you go. Let me get you another close-up. So here is the under eye portion and the nose. And I'll move my face up so you can see my chin. There's the chin. Oh, look, we're going way out of focus. It can't find my chin. Come back, camera. Hello. Maybe. Maybe do I need the... Okay. And will it focus? Is it focused? There. Not quite. Okay, let's try to zoom out a little. Maybe. And focusing. So that's what it looks like. I'm a little washed out with the camera, with the lights that I've got here. But that's... Yeah. And it's not terrible. I don't know, I don't think any of it really, you know, we're not going to be doing the power of makeup with this or anything, but it's definitely, it's decent coverage for the summertime. It takes away, it gives you a little bit of a highlight without making it look like you're sweating yourself to death, pretty much. Because in the summertime, especially here, that glowy highlighter just makes it look like you're sweating. It doesn't give you that nice, beautiful glow. It gives you, you're sweating. So for the summertime, this is definitely going to work out for me. I was really hoping that Benefit highlighter was going to be like my holy grail. I think I have to work with it a little. It's definitely there, but it's not going to, it doesn't pop like the highlighters I'm used to using. It doesn't, you know, it's not in your face. It's not popping. But that was kind of the point. I didn't really want it to pop. Because like I said, I just don't want to walk around looking like I'm sweating all the time. So for me, this works out really well. Definitely recommend it. It goes on really well. It doesn't have much of a smell. It smells pretty decent, you know. And it works out for me. It focuses the eye somewhere, gives, you know, whoever you're talking to a place to look without really making it look like you're a grease factory. You know what I'm saying? Because every time, I've watched a couple of my videos where I've had highlighter on, and all I could think was like, it looks like somebody should be putting an oil well in my face. So we're going to stick with this for a little while and see how that works out. So I'm liking it. None of the products that I got seem to be too much of a disappointment. Nothing's really a holy grail. Nothing's jumping out at me. Nothing's, you know, giving me that ultra wow factor, but it's definitely all stuff that I'm going to use. I'm definitely finding a place for all this stuff in my collection of goodies and my bag of tricks. So I'm going to continue using them at least in the summertime. Wintertime, I'm probably going to go back to using my liquid foundation and my slightly shinier highlighter. But for what it's worth, seems to be a good wear for spring and summer. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. My channel is very, very small. I'm still growing, and I'm having fun doing this. I hope you guys feel like you want to hang out with me and have fun with me. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.